Professor Emmanuel Josserand, and I've quoted this article entitled Australia's Right to Disconnect from Work, Beyond Rhetoric and Towards Implementation, with Martijn Boersma from Sydney University, and that's published obviously in the Journal of Industrial Relations. I guess the interest for both of us is workers' right, and for me it's really how we connect, which is a good term for it, how we connect innovation to evolving situations at work, and how technical innovation will have social impact, and obviously labor law has to take that into account, and Martijn shares this strong interest for workers' rights. So what is the right to disconnect? Well, the right to disconnect, and I'll read the definition. It's really allowing an employee to refuse contact or attempted contact for their employer outside of the employee's working hours. So it's really about the idea that with the emergence of smartphones and the fact that people are now potentially contactable at any time, there could be too much pressure put on people to answer, when they're at home, when they're in their family, and that upsets the work life. That upsets the work life balance. So the right to disconnect brings a guarantee that if there's too much pressure for your employer, if they feel they can call you anytime, and that's, for instance, stressful and it's not necessary, it's not urgent, then you can complain. So what is the right to disconnect? Well, the right to disconnect, and I'll read the definition. It's really allowing an employee to refuse contact or attempted contact for their employer outside of the employee's working hours. So it's really about the idea that with the emergence of smartphones and the fact, the main difficulty with the right to disconnect is that it actually can really play out if the culture is adequate, but in a very negative, in a very toxic environment, it's likely to lead to not much. If there's already a problematic workplace, if there's too much pressure put on by managers, if people are shy about raising their concern, then it's unlikely to work. You're not going to complain if you feel you can be reprimanded and sometimes even bullied. So I think the main difficulty is that if we approach it just as a legal thing, actually it will probably come out too late in the process. But the positive element, which was really can have a positive impact, it's an opportunity for dialogue. Disconnect is really part of a broader need, which is basically when IT is introduced in the workplace, or when IT is introduced in society, it creates new social, it changes the social context, it changes the interactions, and so we need the labor law to really catch up with that and prevent excesses that can result from such changes. So innovation, technology has impact, and we need to protect workers, and employers as well in some cases, against the negative impact that technology can have. So we'll have questions like that we have to deal with when we talk about AI, obviously, and the introduction of this omnipresent potential connection is one of the recent trends. It's been increased around COVID, and the fact that people are working from home now much more, and so the boundaries between private and family life and work life are more blurry than they used to be. Hence the risk is higher. Hence the key role of legislation. So it's part of an overall, when the context changes, we need to adapt labor law.